you know, had they done everything right, this game would be one of the most recognized games on the planet today. The division and done something that they always been trying to do. You know, that's something that shooters been trying to pull off for a long time. All right, they what they did is they basically created, and this is how I've been saying they should remake the game. They basically created a World of Warcraft, but for shooters. All right, if they keep this right, this game will never end. All right, well, like I said, all right, now let me get this out the way. My vision of the division. All right, because everybody keep asking. All right, now what I say for part two shall not exist. There is no such thing as the division two. It would be a mistake to make such a thing. Instead, you think World of Warcraft. Where right now in the division, we are in New York. All right, so from New York, what we need to do, you add an expansion first, and it'll be taken back to airport. This expansion will be available for players who own Part 1. So now the Part 1 players will play taking the airport. Alright? As for the second part of the game, which is the big DLC update, alright, the additional kind of like a whole nother piece of the game. Part 2, the 2.0. That's part 2, 2.0, the update. So then it would come out, and then now y'all we done took the airport at 1.9 and 2.0. Now you can use the airport. And you can use the airport to leave to Miami, which is part 2 of the game. Alright, so now you're in part 2, which is in Miami. Now once you get to Miami, Miami in particular has unique gear sets of its own, classified gear sets that don't exist in New York, only in Miami. If you buy 2.0, which you can buy as a standalone, or you can buy it as a standalone if you want, but you will only get Miami, and you won't get the DLC part where you take the airport. Instead, you start in Miami at the airport, and from the Miami airport, you will have to just get the gear that's available in Miami. So, I'm a player from day one. I own part 1 of the division, and I own part 2 of the division. Now that I own both parts of the game, I can travel freely through both cities. So you might see me in Miami with my striker gear. But if you ain't never been to New York, you can't have the striker gear. Alright? This will create the ultimate video game. Alright? Simply put. So when you ask my vision of the division, that's what it is. And this will just keep going, airport after airport, until eventually you end up in Las Vegas, China maybe even. Who knows? The possibilities become endless. Alright? And for every place you can have different mechanics. Because the DLC airport will act as a hub to transfer players to a new mechanic function of the game. You know, meaning like they don't have to worry about recoding everything. They just have to let you even just make it seem as if you leaving from one place to another. Even if you just leaving from one game to a completely another game. Alright? If they break that connection, that's over for Division. If they go with this, it'll be the most successful shooter ever to hit the market. No doubt, hands down. Alright? And that is my vision of the division. Part 2.0.